Purple here is bell heather. That always comes out just before the ling, what we want. We do have suicidal sheep, but that is a ling out. Aha! Hello and welcome to Steve's Bees. I'm Steve, and well, these aren't my bees yet, but all I'm going to say is welcome to Hell Week. It's the middle of July. I'd had a rumour that the heather was nearly out. Now I've just come up on the moors now to have a look around, see what it's like, and yes, the rumour was correct for a change. The heather is nearly out, so I now have what I call Hell Week, because not only am I working full time, I've got to get my bees up to the heather, well, in fact even prepared and up to the heather so they can start collecting the heather nectar in. I see my friend of mine, Martin, has already got his bees up and they are looking very good. So this evening my task really is to get the stand set up. I brought some spare supers up. And then later on in the week, I shall be bringing the bees up, but I've got to get them prepped. I've got to get the supers on them removed and taken off. I've got to get them all boxed up and strapped up so I can actually get them in the Land Rover. And I'm still working full time, 9 to 5. So, as I say, this week is Hell Week. So, without further ado, let's get the stand set up. I'm just going to leave the GoPro recording so you can watch me doing it. reasonably level, but I've got some spare supers in the back of the Land Rover now, so we'll bring those in, out and ready for when the bees come up on, and it's probably going to be Saturday morning. So that's the supers out, hive stand set up. All we need now is some bees, and that will be tomorrow. Well, we'll be bringing them up Saturday morning, and Sunday morning, because I can only get 4 in the Land Rover at a time, and I'm planning on bringing 8 up. Hopefully this year we'll have a good crop. In previous years, last year wasn't so bad, but the year before we had heather beetle really bad up here. I'll post some pictures of what the heather beetle damage looks like, but it essentially destroyed the crop and we didn't get any heather honey at all. Last year we got a bit. It looks this year like we are going to get a lot of heather honey. There's not a lot of, I haven't seen any heather beetle damage at all yet. But if you're planning on, if you're a beekeeper and you're going to bring your bees up to the heather, one thing you must do, and you really must do, is get permission from the landowner. We get beekeepers every year who just come up here and think, oh, we can just dump our bees anywhere, and they do, and then they'll leave them there, and we don't know who they are, we don't know where they've come from, we don't know if they've got any disease. There's no way of tracing who owns them. One thing we always do is just point them out to the bee inspector, just in case they have got disease, because at least he can go and have a look at them for us. I know the landowner here gets them every year, but I mean, I always talk to the landowner about where I can put them. Where we are here, this is what's called a burrow pit, and it's where they park the cars when they're shooting the grouse. And the landowner's got 3 or 4 in this area, and all I do is just ask him which one I can use. And well, this one he doesn't use a lot because it's got quite a steep entry and exit. You need a vehicle that can get in and out, because it's quite steep and can be quite muddy, so they don't often use this one. So this is the second time I've used this one. I was in it last year and it was absolutely fantastic, because we're in this essentially a dip. The bees are nice and sheltered. If you go up on the top it's quite windy, but down here it's quite sheltered and quite warm, and you'll come in here and the bees are roaring. I mean, I've stood here, I can hear Martin's bees now. They are really going for it. Let's go and have a quick look at some heather, just so you can see what the heather's like. Okay, so here we are. This is the heather plants themselves. It's a bit windy up here actually. The flowers on this one, they're just coming out, but then you go over to something like this and that is out. The bees will be on that, they'll be giving nectar. This should be fully out probably another week, but So I'm not seeing any heather beetle damage at all. Actually there's a little bit there, but that's from a past year. But this year there is no heather beetle damage whatsoever. So it should be a good year for the bees. So it took me 45 minutes getting here, 15 minutes offloading and setting up. That's today, and then it's going to take me another 45 minutes getting home. So that's 2 hours out of my evening. So go home, and I've still got a pile of honey to bottle. So I'll be doing that when I get in. The new gazebo's turned up for doing shows, but I'm not going to get a chance to look at that tonight. That's probably going to be tomorrow night's job. Back to work at 8 o'clock in the morning. Hopefully I have a nice gentle day and can get away from about 4. I will do. Well, otherwise, because I've got a lot to do tomorrow night. We've got to start clearing the supers on the bees I'm bringing up here. There's probably a bit more bottling. I've got to get ready for the Picton show, which is on Saturday, and I have some exhibits going into there. So I suspect it's going to be another late one tonight and a late one tomorrow night. Okay, well, enjoy the drive home. Go. What a lot of people don't realise when they come up to the moors is there's actually 2 sorts of heather. There's the ling heather, which is what we come up for the crop for, which I was showing you earlier, but we also get this stuff. This is bell heather, and this always comes out first, the bell. So you know when the bell comes out that very shortly the ling will be out afterwards. The bees will go on the ling, actually, on the bell heather, but you need a large clump of it to be able to actually get any honey from it. We also, up here, we have a lot of this light green stuff. This is juniper. And later on in the season, you'll find there'll be berries on here. You can, if you want to, you can make gin out of it. Oh. Well, 7:30 and we're home. Now we've got other things to do.